Kate McKinnon, you're up.
Yes. Thanks, Scott. Hi, Ryan. Your story is it's so inspirational, and it's something that so many people can take so much from. So I appreciate your vulnerability and sharing with us. I have a more of a fun question, a little lighter, but if you could have dinner with any three people, who would you invite?
I'd probably my brother, my dad, and my other brother.
Love that.
You know, I just, you know, they're the only Leafs that can relate to me and know everything that's, you know, and probably if I could kick one of the brothers out and bring my grandpa, who was like, I didn't find out things about my grandfather until his funeral, and my dad wrote the obituary. Like, my dad was on the aircraft carrier in the Sea of Japan when Japan surrendered, and I was like,
Wow.
98 years of his life. How did I not know this stuff? Yeah. Like, you know, the shame and like around military and stuff before it became this propaganda machine over the last, you know, 3 decades or so. My dad, you know, came home, never talked about it either. He got spit on when he came home from Vietnam and stuff like that. And so he finally put veteran on his license plate the other day. You know, and so I would love to have a dinner with those guys and actually get the conversation that they've never had with me. That's I think why I'd want to have that dinner. Like, it would be this hypothetical thing of like, if you come into this dinner, you have to tell me everything. You know, I remember my dad started telling me stories about when he was in, you know, Vietnam, and like the size of the rats that he'd wake up to that were on his chest, you know, and out in the jungle when they wake up. And I'm just like, you know, like the things that I thought my life was tough, you know, I thought I sacrificed so much. So, you know, if you were looking for the more, you know, nuanced one, I think President John F. Kennedy, I think, would be at that dinner just for the secrets. I just want to know all of the shit from the history and stuff. Tony Robbins, because I got offered an opportunity to go to spend a weekend on an island with Tony Robbins when I was 22 years old, because a teammate of mine was friendly with a friend of his, and I got the invitation. And I think my response at the time was, fuck Tony Robbins, was my answer to that one. So I would love to have that dinner and be like, you know, and if anybody of you know Tony Robbins, I'm so up for that weekend alone with him now, if that's available.
Rene Marino does.
We will work on that. I know a bunch of.
You got that one.
And then probably President Obama. I think just being the first Black president, I've really kind of looked up to him my adult life, when I was kind of getting things straight in my life and stuff like that. And so that would probably be the other three.
Thank you so much.
That's a good list.